What? You don't have a budget? How the heck are you going to get through this month? Does it feel like you're in a horror movie every time you go to pay your bills? Well, take it easy. Sit back. Hopefully this video will give you some ideas on how simple budgeting can be. Stay tuned, guys. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Marlene here with Snow Gardener 307. I am going to walk you guys through my Budget Mom insert setup for January. If you didn't watch my most recent video, you need to check it out. This is my new wallet that I'm going to be using, and I have transitioned over to Cash Divider, so check that out. I just love this Erin Condrin saying right here, be thankful, be grateful, be hopeful. I hope all of you guys are going to start out 2021 being thankful, being grateful, and being hopeful for the new year. So this binder right here is just a 3-ring binder. It is one that I had already because this is the binder that I started with back in April, actually in March, as I was preparing to start my budget. So I had no extra money to buy anything fancy or anything. So this was a 3-ring binder that I already had. Right here, you guys can see I print in black and white. I don't print in color, and I just keep it really simple. And I know a lot of you guys have said that you use a higher thickness of paper, and I would like to do that in the future, but right now this is just cheap old paper. And you can see my binder, look at it's falling apart, but it still works for what I need it to do. And there's no reason to spend money on this when I don't have to. I spent enough money on my Erin Condrin stickers that I've decided this is good enough. I do want to show you guys how I use the Erin Condrin tabs in this book right here. And so you can see right here that it says April. I'm keeping this in my binder because this is the very first month that I use this. And so it's got my numbers from April. I've even printed this in black and white. I got this download from Mother, Me, and I really love it. I saw it on Jay Wacker's page, and I just thought it was a lot of fun. I printed it in black and white, but I just use a little bit of my highlighters, and then every single time that I roll the dice, I've got the date in here, so I do it every 2 weeks, and then I go around and mark, and it's kind of like Monopoly. So last week we hit $22, and that was down here, which you guys probably can't see. Let me move you really quick. Right here, $22. So that was us for 12/21. So we're sitting right here. So when we go to roll again on the 4th, we will go around, and whatever we land on is what we're going to add. So let's go ahead and jump into January. So we've got January, and what I use out of the Budget Mom is I use the calendar, I use the paycheck bill tracker. I use one of these for me. So this first section is for me. I get paid once a month. So this is my entire month's bills that's going to be on here. And then I use a cash envelope breakdown. And you'll notice that I don't double-side these. I find it so much easier to have them not double-sided because then I can have my bill tracker out alongside of my cash envelope breakdown. And then we jump over to the debt payment plan. I obviously already started using this, so I just covered it up. And so after the debt payment plan, the next thing that I use are expense trackers. I use one of these for my main checking account, which is where most of my salary goes into, but I have 2 checking accounts that I use. And so I will use one for one checking account and another page for a second checking account. I may not need the back side, but just in case I need them. So I keep track of my 2 checking accounts. I list every single transaction and what it was and how much, and I keep my running balance over here. I really like to do this. It's a quick way for me to look and see what has come through, what hasn't come through. When I write down my bills, I actually highlight them according to the category they're in, whether they're debt, whether they're home expenses, things like that. But I also highlight them once they've cleared my account so I can watch things, make sure things clear the way that they're supposed to. For some reason, one of my recent credit cards didn't go through. I had made 2 payments. I had made a regular payment and an extra payment, and they both got rejected. And if I hadn't paid attention to them not clearing yet, then I could have been charged extra fees. So this is a great way for me personally to keep track. Then the next page is another paycheck bill tracker. This is where we get into my husband's bills. So he's paid bi-weekly, and so he'll have 2 paychecks. So I have 2 of these in here. Now I don't have a cash envelope or a cash divider system for him. So I don't need the page that I use after my paycheck bill tracker. Let's get back to that. I always forget the name of them. I don't need a cash envelope breakdown because I do his on my same page. And I already know over here what he's going to have going into his sinking funds and into his envelopes. So I've got 2 of these. And then I also have a debt payment plan for him. So I keep a debt payment plan for each of us. And that's where I was able to get the numbers from when I did my debt confession. So it made it very, very easy. So let me get things ready to go and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we are with the January calendar that I've pulled out of my 3-ring binder. I have went ahead and wrote in the days for the month, and then down at the bottom I want to show you guys what I've done. Let me see if I can get my papers moved here. It says goals for this month, right? Goals this month. But what I choose to do is I choose to write our paydays down. So I have my hubby's paydays. He gets paid $12.31, $114, $128. Me, I get paid $12.31 and then $129. Of course, I know that these paydays are in December, but these are going to be paying January bills. So the way that I do this is I go ahead and I'm not going to write 31 here, but I know that that's when it is. So I'm going to go ahead and write payday. And I'm going to write it twice because we have 2 paydays. And then with the corresponding colors, I am going to go ahead and put clouds around those. And now we're going to go ahead and start inputting the bills. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward you through this as I write them through. You're going to see that I'm going to write some of the bills on the top of the date box and some on the bottom. The ones that are on the top are mine, and the ones that are on the bottom are my husband's. That is the way that I've decided to keep track of them, because for this calendar, there's going to be quite a few bills on here. All right, guys, just keep watching. We've got all of our bills right here on our calendar. Makes it a lot easier visually to be able to go ahead and do that. Now we're going to get into my paycheck bill tracker. That is all we're going to do for this video, is finish my bills. We will do another video for my husband's paycheck bill trackers. And of course he will have 2 this month because he has 2 paydays this month. So right here, I am just going to put salary. As you guys know, I'm going to leave this top part blank right here. I will fill that in later. Then again, I'm going to fast forward as I am writing these in. So here we go. As I list my bills, one thing you will notice is that I do them by due date. It's one thing that I like to do. You will also notice that I use my erasable pen here. Gotta love the erasable pens. So I'm just going to let you guys listen to some music while I finish writing in all my bills. So I've got all my bills written in there, and now we'll go ahead and add up what my bill total is. I did see that my credit card number 4, the minimum payment has went up. I have not used that card. However, there was an issue with the payment, and so I'll be calling them So I did get a fee for that one. So I'll be calling them and asking them to reverse that fee because that was not my fault on why that got returned. Just remember, it doesn't hurt to reach out to your creditors, to your banks, anything like that, to ask to see if they can waive a fee or get it just reversed totally. And also remember, call your banks and see if you can get a lower interest rate. So many people don't do that. It's worth your time. So we'll go ahead and add these up. So for credit card 3, we've got 67. For car, we've got 650. For my hubby, we have 250. For my tuition, 125. Credit card number 2, we've got 78. For Netflix, we have 15.99. And I can't use this calculator, so let me fix that mistake. Then for my Verizon bill, 212. Electricity, 57. Even though after our Christmas lights this year, next year our electric bill will probably be $100 a month because we had so many. Then we've got credit card number 4. That was the one that I told you I'm going to be calling on. So the minimum payment on that is $415. Then we have the snow machine payment of $314.69. Credit card number 5 is $30. And I moved some money over here. I don't know if you guys saw me do that, but I did it while I was thinking because that's the one that we pay $200 on every single month. So $30 there. Credit card number 1 is $45. Sirius is $10.02 and Spotify is $15. So our bill total is $2,284.70. I'm going to go ahead and add those up again. Okay, and they do equal twice, so I always like it when that happens. All right, now we're going to get down to our envelopes. Let me move this up a little bit. There we go. So for our envelopes, and of course I can't fill this in right here yet because I need to input my salary and I need to bring all of this down. So up here at the top, we're going to leave that blank. So we do our food envelope, and that means our groceries and our eating out. And there are 4 of us in the family. However, my 18-year-old daughter is not with us all of the time. So there's 3 of us plus her every now and then. We do $200 a week. That is for groceries and for eating out. And we try to save money from that every single week. So we're going to budget $800. And then this is my gas right here. And my gas, I give myself $150 a month. Then for miscellaneous, I put in $25 and my husband also puts $25 in. So we get $50 for that. For pet, I put $75 in. And again, my husband puts $75 in out of his paycheck once a month as well. And the same thing goes for our home category. And I put $25 and my husband puts $25. Then my allowance that I give myself per month is $100. That's all I'm giving myself. I'm trying to get my debt paid down. And so I've decided $100 was all I was going to get. And then I've got some subscriptions. And for these, of course, this money goes into my envelope to pay the separate ones. And so for those, I've got $12. And then for my land tax, I put in $32 every month. Let's add those up. That totals $1,219 right there. And that is how much cash I will need to withdraw just for our envelopes. So $1,219. Then let's move over to our next column. And here I am going to actually go ahead and put my payday in here. So even though this is the January payment bill tracker, my payday is December 31st. Now we get into sinking funds. I have quite a few sinking funds that I have to fund all at once because I only get paid once a month. So to save some time, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm writing down. So I'm writing down birthdays. This is $73. Then personal care, which is $75. Then Christmas is $100. Holidays are $20. And garden is $100. Sam's Club is going to get $50. And of course, my husband does $50 as well. Travel is going to get $20. And then the next category is children. And that's going to get $130. And back to school is getting $10. And that totals $578. Let's add it up again just to make sure that I don't have it right. Finally, we've got the right answer, $578. Now down here is where I said I already put in the credit card, the extra debt. We put in, no matter what, $170 towards that credit card number 5 because that is the minimum that we're doing. My debt snowball is $383, and that will all be going to credit card number 1. And then I also should have a little bit larger check than normal with holiday pay as well as some overtime pay. And so I'm hoping that I could pay an extra $350 in debt. Now we're going to jump down here. Oh, let me add that up really quick. So extra debt, we're looking at doing 170 plus 383 plus 350. So that's $903 extra that I'm wanting to pay towards debt. And then we'll get into extra savings. Right here, I'm going to be doing my IRA, which I told you guys was one of my goals. And of course, the most I can put in is $6,000 a year. So that breaks down to $500 a month. So that is what I would like to budget. And then lastly, with doing a zero-based budget, I like to leave a little bit of a rollover. And my rollover, of course, without adding everything up and actually having my paycheck, I usually will do about $250 or so. And I like to keep that $250 just as a buffer in my checking account, just in case something happens. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe something comes through that I've completely forgotten about. So this is my January paycheck bill tracker for December. And of course, this is my calendar right here. Just so you guys know, there is going to be another video that's going to have my husband's paychecks in there. And I'm going to do both at the same time because you need to plan ahead. And I always like to do this before we get the paychecks. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for staying this long. And I hope that this helped you get rid of that budgeting nightmare. You don't want to be dreading doing your bills, and you want to keep everything on the up and up. All right, guys, thanks, and have an amazing day.